In the 2023 Ford Escape, you'll find front headroom of 40 inches or 1,016 millimeters, rear headroom of 39.9 inches or 1,013 millimeters, front legroom of 40.7 inches or 1,034 millimeters, and rear legroom of 38.8 inches or 986 millimeters.
Alright, so let me give you a sense of the size and space in here. You may not have seen inside of one of these before. Nothing too cramped or crowded. I think headroom is kind of the most generous dimension here around you. Controls fairly logically clustered. We've got this generously sized central touchscreen here. Some slightly dated looking controls down there on the bottom. Volume knob over on this side, where it really belongs, sort of up here or over there. Engine start down here. Otherwise, fully digital instrument cluster, head-up display, and not too hard to find your way around here in terms of the control layout. USB charging and some storage. Power tailgate, of course. It's our standard equipment. This is relatively wide, relatively tall. 12-volt power outlet right here for your camping accessories if you need them. Under the cargo floor, we have, well, an extra floor mat.
On the other hand, the 2023 Mazda CX-30 offers a front headroom of 38.1 inches, or 968 millimeters, rear headroom of 38.3 inches, or 973 millimeters, front legroom of 41.7 inches, or 1,059 millimeters, and rear legroom of 36.3 inches, or 922 millimeters. Though the CX-30 leads for front legroom by an inch, or 2% in this case.
Easy entry there, as you just saw, no need to really duck down. So here's me at 5'10" and about 200 pounds in my comfortable seated driving position. The CX-30 is one of the more compact options in this segment. Here's what it looks like around me. So above just 4 fingers, almost 5 fingers worth of headroom with that sunroof up ahead there. Nothing too crowded around the knees or legs. Legroom's adequate. You do have bigger options if that's an important measurement for you. Conventional gear shifter. We've got the touch control system here for our infotainment screen up there. Relatively good outward sight line. A little bit pushed up into the roof here for a little bit more of a coupe-like feel. Power tailgate, of course. Standard kit here again, stacked up pretty good there. We're just about out of space here again. You do have bigger options if cargo space is important to you.
The Escape offers up 4% more rear headroom, and that's the better part of a 2-inch advantage, and nearly 2 inches or 5% more front headroom than in the CX-30. So if you've got adult passengers who are riding in the back, there's no contest. A full 7% advantage goes to the Escape here, with a 2.5-inch advantage. Up on your split screen, it's the 2023 Mazda CX-30 finished in machine gray, powered by a 2.5-liter Skyactiv turbo engine with 227 horsepower, and priced in this fully loaded version at 39,000 Canadian dollars with the optional paint. As well, the 2023 Ford Escape. This is the 4th generation machine which went on sale for model year 2020, and now for 2023 gets this mid-cycle update, including the giant central touchscreen interface that blows the Mazda's puny screen clean out of the competition. Under the hood, my Escape tester runs the up-level 2-liter 250 horsepower turbo engine, and both of these units are all-wheel drive. On video duty for the Escape today, it's the ST Line Elite, this particular unit priced in the mid-40s, though more modestly equipped versions of the ST Line start in the high 30s to low 40s. I'm getting a lot of questions about these two machines, including which one's the best to buy for your dollar and which one I would buy for mine. So in this video, I'll be slicing and dicing the data behind these two SUVs, and providing key road test impressions, all to help you make a better purchase decision and ultimately to get the most out of your choice for your dollar. While fairly similar on price when comparably equipped, the CX-30 and Escape are not fairly similar on size. The CX-30 is 173 inches or 4,394 millimeters long, that's 7.5 inches or 191 millimeters shorter than the 2023 Ford Escape, which measures 180 inches or 4,585 millimeters long. The CX-30 is also 3.4 inches or 86 millimeters narrower than the 2023 Ford Escape, and also sits 4.4 inches or 112 millimeters closer to the road than the taller Escape. Finally, on wheelbase, the 2023 Mazda CX-30's wheelbase of 104.5 inches, or 2,654 millimeters, is 2.2 inches or 56 millimeters shorter than the Escape's. The Ford Escape is very close in size to the Honda CR-V, by the way, with less than an inch and a half separating those two in all similar dimensions. The Mazda CX-5, by the way, the other Mazda SUV on our list here, is also almost exactly the same size as the Ford Escape. So just know that with the CX-30, you do have larger SUV options available for the dollar. Remember, a vehicle's size doesn't always dictate its interior space. Just look at the Honda Accord and Toyota Crown I showed you in a previous video. These two cars are exactly the same size, though the Accord has 18% more interior space. By the way, if you like data deep dive videos like this, be sure to click that like and subscribe button down below if you're watching on YouTube. So with its seats up, the Escape offers 37.5 cubic feet or 1,061 liters of space, and with the seats down it's 65.4 cubic feet and 1,851 liters of space instead. In the CX-30 it's 20.2 cubic feet or 572 liters with the seats up, and 45.2 cubic feet or 1,280 liters with them folded down. Translation? Well, for roughly the same money in the sake of this comparison, the Escape is giving you about 85% more cargo space with the seats up. That's nearly double compared to the CX-30. And with the seats down, it's a 45% advantage for the Escape. The Escape offers a 1.5-liter turbo engine with 180 horsepower and a 2-liter with 250. That's on regular-grade gasoline. The 1.5-liter 3-cylinder consumes 8.4 liters of gas to drive 100 kilometers, while the 2-liter turbo engine uses 9.1 liters to drive that same distance. So assuming you drive 25,000 kilometers per year and pay $1.50 for a liter of gas, the mathematics make that an annual fuel bill of $3,150 from the smaller engine and $3,412 from the bigger one. That's an annual fuel cost difference of just $262 between the Escape's standard and up-level engines. Therefore, the 2-liter turbo engine offers 40% more power for just 8% more of your fuel dollars, which seems like a very sensible choice, if you'd prefer a lot more guts for just a little more fuel. In the CX-30 at this price point, you're looking at either a 2.5-liter Skyactiv 4-cylinder with 191 horsepower, or the 2.5-liter Skyactiv Turbo like my Tester with 227 horsepower. Lower-grade CX-30 models run a 2-liter 4-cylinder engine, but the 2.5-liter Skyactiv is considerably more powerful and actually a little easier on fuel, so choose that over the base 2-liter. With the 2.5-liter, it's 8.2 liters of gas to drive 100 kilometers, and the 2.5 Turbo makes it 9.3 liters of gas to drive that same distance. That's an annual fuel bill of $3,075 from the non-turbo engine and $3,488 from the turbo. Or put another way, an annual fuel cost difference of about $413 to run the turbo engine. Remember, that same penalty for running the bigger engine in the Escape is just $262. I'll put the fuel costs up on your screen for reference. So to summarize, comparable engines in this matchup turn in annual fuel costs within $75 of each other, with the lighter Mazda offering slightly more power and slightly better fuel economy from the 2.5-liter engine versus the 1.5 turbo in the Escape. And the turbo engine in the Mazda leaves the tables tipped in favor of the Ford, with a 23 horsepower advantage and slightly better fuel efficiency for the Escape over the smaller CX-30. So the Escape with the 2-liter engine gives you more power, uses less gas, and propels a bigger vehicle with more room and more towing capacity, 3,500 pounds for the Escape and 2,865 for the CX-30. I should stress here the 2-liter engine in the Escape is a no-brainer if you want the best bang for your fuel buck, and skipping the 2-liter non-turbo engine in the more basic CX-30 is also highly advisable for the same reason. Again, that more powerful 2.5-liter non-turbo gets you more ponies and uses less gas to do it. So which one would I buy? Well, that's a tougher choice than I thought after crunching the numbers, but a few personal preferences do tie into my decision, so let me explain a little. We know the Escape gives you more room, size, and a lot more cargo capacity for the dollar, and even more power and towing capability than the CX-30 for your gas dollars too. The giant touchscreen interface is really a fantastic touch in this cabin. Meanwhile, in the CX-30, space is tight, the infotainment game is feeling a little dated these days, with the small screen display. And though I'm not short on power from the turbo engine, long drives on remote highways are a little more stressful because the fuel tank is on the smallish side and doesn't give you a tremendous cruising range. But of this pair, the dynamics and response and calibrated feel to the drive mean the CX-30 leans more sports car than the softer and more relaxing Escape, but without ruining the ride. So I will miss the Escape's big screen infotainment system and punchier engine, and also a little more onboard room to breathe, but I'm not using my SUV as a family hauler, and maybe you aren't either. And so maybe you'd happily give up a bit of room and size in exchange for some top-notch handling at the same price point. And maybe a really lovely interior, I think the nicest of the pair to enjoy it from. So I think CX-30 for me, and if I had to choose just one reason why, it's how well this works as a long-haul traveling companion in Northern Ontario where I live. The assists to me are more smooth and straightforward, and the precise feel to the steering all but eliminates the need to readjust. It is the easier machine to drive smoothly, and consistently smoothly for long periods. And to top all of that off, after dark, where I found the Escape's lighting system to be about average for the segment, which is to say, pretty darn good, the steerable projectors and cleaner, more focused light from the dynamic system in the Mazda just work a little better at reducing eye strain in a lot of the driving I do, so there you have it. Let me know which of these two vehicles you may have chosen in the comments section on YouTube and tell your fellow motorists what you think about it. Thank you for watching. My name's Justin Pritchard. Don't forget to hit those like and subscribe buttons down below if you learned something new. And until next time, take care and drive safe.